This is the ENGWE EP-2 PRO 1000 Watt folding electric bicycle sitting right in front of me. And today, I'm here to give you a quick review based on my personal experience using this e-bike. If you're someone who's curious about electric bikes or considering switching over to one for your daily commutes, outdoor adventures, or even casual rides, stick around because I've got some honest thoughts to share with you. When I first came across the ENGWE EP-2 PRO, my initial impression was that it looked solid. The design has this retro-inspired yet rugged flair to it that instantly caught my attention. Fat tires, an aluminum frame, foldable structure, it's functional but doesn't skip out on style. The folding feature is what intrigued me the most. I was specifically looking for an electric bike that didn't demand a lot of storage space, and this one ticked that box easily. Yes, it's a bit heavy, around 74 pounds, which makes lifting it into a car trunk or carrying it upstairs a bit tricky. But honestly, once you're out on the road with it, the weight becomes the least of your concerns. Let's talk performance, because that's where this bike shines for me. ENGWE advertises it as having a 750-watt motor, peaking at 1000 watts when you push it to its max. From my experience, the motor doesn't disappoint. Whether I was tackling steep hills, riding through a sandy beach, or just cruising through the streets of my neighborhood, it handled everything like a champ. The fat tires, 20 inches wide and 4 inches thick, played a huge role in making the ride smooth. For anyone who's wondering, fat tires are fantastic for more than just pavement riding. They grip better on uneven or softer surfaces, which makes them great for off-road trails or even snow. I've tried taking this bike on sandy trails, and let me just say, it doesn't engage in much slipping. It absolutely pushes through. One thing I noticed early on is how fast this bike is. It's got a top throttle-only speed of around 26 miles per hour, which is more than sufficient for an e-bike in my opinion. Truthfully, I found myself switching between manual pedaling and the pedal assist modes pretty often, especially on hills. The 7-speed gearing system really helps adjust to different terrains. It's not just for show here, you'll use it. ENGWE claims the battery lasts between 30 to 50 miles on a single charge depending on usage, and from my testing, that's pretty accurate. If you stick to pedal-assisted modes, it stretches further, while full throttle brings it closer to that 30-mile range. Either way, the battery life has been impressive, and I appreciate that it's removable for charging indoors. The overall comfort level on this bike deserves mention because that's usually a concern for longer rides. The adjustable seat and handlebar made it easy for me to find the perfect fit. In my opinion, riding for extended periods felt natural, no unnecessary strain on the wrists or back. The padded saddle might feel a little firm for those not used to cycling seats, but personally, I found it balanced after a few rides. The front suspension definitely absorbs a lot of the bumps, though I did notice its absence of rear suspension when riding over larger rocks or deep potholes. It's worth keeping in mind if you're planning to take long rides on rugged off-road trails. For commuters and casual riders, though, I think it's perfectly fine. Now, every product has its quirks, and this bike is no exception. Something that stood out to me is the mechanical disc brakes. They're solid in terms of stopping power, no doubt about that, but they can be noisy at times. I've had moments when the brakes squeaked, and while it wasn't a deal breaker for me, it's just something to be aware of. The LCD display is another thing I'd like to touch on. It's functional and gives you all the data you'd need, your speed, battery level, and pedal assist adjustment. However, I'd say the interface isn't the most user-friendly if you're new to e-bikes, or at least it wasn't for me when I first started using it. A little fiddling around and getting used to the buttons will solve that, but just know it might not feel intuitive right out of the box. Something I was initially concerned about was whether this bike could really be considered portable, given its weight. Sure, the foldable frame is convenient for saving space, but lifting it onto my car or carrying it into tight spaces proved to require a little extra help. However, for what it is, a powerful e-bike designed for all terrains, I think the weight is a fair trade-off for the level of performance and sturdiness it offers. For anyone wondering how it came packaged, assembly was straightforward. It's delivered mostly pre-assembled, so you end up attaching a few things like the handlebars and pedals. I don't consider myself super mechanical, and I managed to get it ready fairly easily within 30 minutes or so. ENGWE even includes a small toolkit, which was handy. One of my biggest takeaways from using the ENGWE EP-2 PRO is its versatility. I can confidently say that it isn't just meant for one type of rider or activity. It's perfect for city commutes, if that commute isn't full of stairs, weekend off-road adventures, and even casual sandy beach rides. That being said, I'd recommend this bike mainly for adults who want an electric bike with robust features, solid performance, and the ability to handle various terrains. In conclusion, I think ENGWE has done an excellent job with the EP-2 Pro. It's not without its limitations, but for the price point, hovering around $1,100, it offers so much value. From the powerful motor to the fat tires to the long-lasting battery, it's hard to argue against the usefulness of this bike. If you're someone like me who appreciates a mix of practicality, performance, and decent aesthetics, I don't think you'll regret this purchase. The ENGWE EP-2 Pro has exceeded my expectations in multiple ways, and I've been genuinely impressed with how much it brought convenience to my riding experience. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the ENGWE EP-2 Pro 1000 Watt folding electric bicycle. Thank you for watching.